Alright, you guys, so what I actually wanted to start off tonight with is a lot of people don't know about this app, and some people do, but I know that the people out there that are like barely starting to try to get a PS5, I know this is all new to them, so they might not know that hot stock is a thing. And for some retailers it wasn't very accurate, but for Target, this is one of the most accurate apps for PS5 restocks at Target specifically. Parajess says, I start at 8:30 a.m, so not too early, but the weekend goes by kind of fast. Yeah, I hear you, Jess. I hear you. How were those quesadillas last night? And so now more than ever, Hotstock has actually become the more reliable app that I would like totally recommend people to install if they're still trying to get a PS5. We all know that, you know, Jake Randall did give us the heads up on social media that Targets have been restocking every morning now, but it's highly dependent on your local Target, right? But this is the one app that will specifically narrow it down to your local Target, and so it's totally region based, and that's why I say that's what makes this app so much different than any other app or alert, because they alert you only for your local Target, so it won't wake you up. It won't wake you up at like 3 in the morning if there's a false restock. It only lets you wait. It only will wake you up if your local Target has gotten some. Amazon has already, you know, usually Amazon would have waited for their PS5 restock till the end of the month, but they have done it already. They did it already before the end of the month, so usually the week that we're entering would have been Amazon's time to restock, but they already did it. They pulled the lever a little bit earlier. But it is interesting to note that they didn't do digital, so we still may see digital this week for Amazon. They didn't do digital PS5. The Target public drops now have been a bit frustrating in terms of restocking. Some people have been leaving bots on all day, and they're selling out instantly. I saw a store that had 15 sell out instantly. And that really has to be heavily dependent on the area, because the last time I checked, bots weren't really hitting in-store pickups. So it's like in the city that I live in, nobody uses bots. Like, I can almost guarantee you, because the last Target restock we had, they were in stock for like 30 minutes to an hour. And California Bay Area gets hit hard with bots, sadly, and resellers. Yeah, it's that. I believe it, man. I believe it. I just feel that there's definitely certain areas that are pretty heavy on that. And I honestly do think that for Target in-store and Best Buy in-store, it's heavily dependent on the area. Because, you know, I don't really live in an area that we do have scalpers here, but our scalping, like local scalping situation has really decreased like since a year ago. And I know it because our local Facebook market has completely dried up. I don't see people posting up PS5s anymore for stupid amounts of money. Another big tip is what I wanted to tell you guys is, let's say you miss a Target restock in your area for, let's say, tomorrow. Just as an example, I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow, because like I said, it's different for the areas that you live in. But let's say You wake up a little bit late, you look at your hot stock app, and you see an alert that it was in stock locally for you at uh in the morning, right? Let's say you missed out on it. If that happens, Target does holds up to 3 days, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. Up to 3 days, they'll hold them. They'll hold them for the people who bought the PS5. But many times, especially if it's somebody trying to flip the console, they will pick it up the day of. So let's say they picked it up today. But then when they realize, or when they sit on the PS5 and they realize nobody's buying it from them, you know what they do is that they'll return the PS5. And that's why, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've noticed it here and locally for me. As soon as someone my Targets will sell out, and then in 2 to 3 days, I'll see them have a mini restock. So for example, the last time Target restocked on a Friday, on Monday, we got a hit here in my area that more PS5s were getting restocks. And I got to talking to the managers here, and they said, well, that happens when people either return it or they never pick it up. So you see a hit from hot stock that it got restocked the day of. 2 to 3 days later, you're gonna get another hit from people who are returning it either because they couldn't flip it or they never picked it up. Usually that's the case also. That's all right, you guys. Stay safe, stay awesome, and you're cool.